Welcome to our quick guide on the basics of force. Let's dive right in. We encounter forces every single day. When you pick up a book, when you jump up and down, even when you're just sitting still, forces are at play. But what exactly is a force? In the simplest terms, a force is anything that can cause a change in an object's motion. That change could be starting motion, stopping it, speeding it up, slowing it down, or even changing its direction. Forces are pretty powerful stuff. The term force is all about how things move or don't move. It's an agent that can either create motion or bring things to a standstill. Think of a soccer ball just sitting there on the field, it's motionless, right? But then, a force, the kick from a player's foot, sets it in motion. That's force-initiating movement. Now imagine that same soccer ball soaring through the air. Suddenly, another force, the impact of a goalie's fist, stops it in its tracks. That's force-destroying motion. But force doesn't always act alone. Sometimes multiple forces act on an object at the same time. Take a tug of war, for example. Two teams pull on opposite ends of the rope, each applying force. The winning team's force is greater, overcoming the other team's force and causing the rope to move in their direction. Forces don't just start and stop things from moving, they can also change how things are already moving. Imagine you're riding your bike. You're cruising along at a steady pace. That means the forces acting on you and your bike are balanced. But then, you pedal harder, applying more force. What happens? You accelerate, your speed increases because of the added force. Now imagine you're approaching a stop sign. You gently squeeze the brakes, creating a force that opposes your forward motion. This force slows you down until you come to a complete stop. But force isn't just about changing speed, it can also change an object's direction. Think about hitting a tennis ball. The force from your racket striking the ball not only stops its forward motion, but also sends it flying back in the opposite direction. Pretty cool, huh? And you know what else is cool? Forces can create internal stresses within objects. Now, if we want to really understand how a force affects something, we need to know a few key things. It's like reading a map. You need all the directions to get where you're going. First, we need to know the magnitude of the force, basically how strong it is. A gentle breeze and a hurricane-force wind are both forces, but they have very different magnitudes. Second, we need to know the line of action of the force, the direction in which it's acting. Pushing a box forward has a different effect than pushing it sideways, right? And lastly, we need to know the nature of the force. Is it a push or a pull, a twist or a turn? Each type of force can have a unique impact on an object. By understanding these three things, magnitude, line of action, and nature, we can accurately predict and explain how forces will affect the world around us. Thanks for watching. Remember, understanding force is fundamental to grasping the principles of physics. From the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, forces are the driving force behind everything that happens in the universe. So stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions about the amazing world of forces around us.